Hi guys, I'm bringing you a video to illustrate the new way that, according to our APA manual, 7th edition, we are to cite a chapter in a textbook. And this is this is the book that I'll be using. Some of you are in my child psych or human development class, but whatever textbook you have, it's how to cite a chapter in a textbook. And if you notice on this book, nowhere is there editors mentioned. Okay, so when there's not a printed editor on the book, you don't use the citation including the editor. Okay, so we're just going to reference the authors of the book. Now on the inside, and this is a little bit confusing, so I want to make it clear with you, and just to check and make sure I was correct, I called the American Psychological Association and clarified it, because it is a little confusing. All books, all publishing companies have an editor of the publishing company. So there is an editor listed here for the publishing company. But this book is not an edited book. It's an authored book with no editors. So it's actually much simpler to cite them from now on. So I want to read you just a little something here. It says that from now on, if there's an ebook or an electronic book in any way, you do not have to put in parentheses that it was an ebook or that it was some other form, some other platform. Before I taught you that you had to do that, and that was version 6, but we no longer have to do that. Another thing that you're going to love that's so much easier, you no longer have to put the chapter title, so that's gone, and we no longer have to put the city that the publisher is in, just the name of the publisher. So they've actually made this a lot easier. So let's begin. We're going to go ahead and do this book. So the first thing we start with is the author. So the title, you can see references here, is centered. And in version 6, you never had to bold. That was the only main title that you didn't have to bold. Now you do. They want it bold-faced. So it is bold-faced and it is centered. It is not all capital letters. It is lowercase and uppercase. Just the first letter is capitalized. Okay, so come up here in Word and click on Left Justify. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's back up here. I want to make sure we have this on double space. So if you come up here, it should be about the same on your computer. Make sure you're on double space. Okay, then I'm going to hit return and come over here and I'm going to make it Left Justify and then come over here and take off the boldface type. All right, so we're going to go to our first author and it is Myers. So we'll type in Myers. You type out the last name, comma, but you don't type out first and middle names. So he has a first name, David, so I'm going to put D period, space, and then he has a middle initial, G period, space. Okay, if I had more authors, I would put a comma and continue to put the authors. But I only have 2 authors for this book. So when you get to the last author, right before him, you put an ampersand sign, and that's what it looks like. Okay, and the next author is D. Wall. So it's D. Wall, comma, and his first name he chose to use an initial, so it's C, and his middle name he spelled out, but we don't. We only spell out the last name. Please keep track of that. Always put spaces after every period as well. Now we're going to do open parentheses, and when you look in your book and you see multiple dates on here, which quite often you will, you'll see the different times, different years that it was published or copyrighted, and you're to take the latest date, the most recent date. So for this book, it's 2018. Sorry. All right, and then a period, space. Okay, so now, according to the new book, the next thing we're going to have is the title of the book, and the title of the book is in italics. Okay, and only the first word of the title is capitalized. So in this case, I only have one word, so I'm going to capitalize psychology. Okay, and then after that, if there's an addition number, you put the addition. So it's open parenthesis. Oops, I got a space. And I'm sorry, it is also not italicized. So let me go over here and take off italics. Okay, then open parenthesis. And this book is the 12th edition, so 12. And you do use the TH, space. Okay, then it's lowercase ed, don't capitalize the E, period, comma, and if you have something else like volume with it, you would do that. In this case, we don't have it, so we're going to just close parenthesis at this point, and then a period after that. So the book title and the edition or volume of it, in this case we have an edition, it's all like one sentence. It all goes together. So the period doesn't come after the title, psychology. It comes after the edition. All right, so then after edition, we have the name of the publisher. So the name of the publisher for us is Worth Publishers. And that is, let's see, both names are capitalized. Worth Publishers. Okay, and then after that, they have the DOI number or the HTTP. This is not an HTTP. It's not a book that I got online. I actually have the physical version of it, so that would be the end. That would be a period. If you're using an ebook, so let's say this is the ebook, so you have to put the online HTTP, and I know I can fit those, but now I'm going to hit return myself and hit tab. It's www.macmillanlearning.com. So if it's the ebook, you've got to put the address. And you don't put a period at the end because then that changes the address. Okay, so you leave it just like this. That is our entry. Now, to get rid of this, and the only way I can show you, so I'm going to right click. For a Mac, it's 2-finger. And go down to hyperlink, edit hyperlink. And I'm going to go here and remove link. Okay? Because you don't really want the blueprint. I know some people do, but leave it. But in their book, they don't illustrate leaving it. It's black, so we're going to remove it. And this is the correct way to type your references. Your next reference down would start flush left again, and then every line after that would be indented. You would just continue to go that way, and in APA, all your references should be alphabetical. Okay, so that's it. I hope this helps you guys.